Welcome to the Business Finance Bulletin, episode 208. Looking to the latest Business Finance Bulletin with me, Rob Warlow from Business Loan Services, the commercial finance expert. In this bulletin, Revolut Bank announces plans for new business services, support from British Business Bank for Aldermore and 1PM, and business confidence improves in first quarter of 2018. Let's start this bulletin with news from internet and mobile-only bank Revolut. Now, I've not featured Revolut in previous bulletins before, but as I said, they're an internet and mobile-only bank, one of those apps providers that are really giving the major high street banks a run for their money. Well, Revolut were recently part of an alternative finance conference hosted by Aldermore, and there they shared some news about their visions about how their business side of the bank is going to develop. They already have about 16,000 users signed up to their business apps, and what they're planning to do now is to launch a marketplace where their small business customers can interact with other service providers. They already do it for their consumer or retail customers who are signed up to the app, but now they're going to launch this marketplace for small businesses as well. The marketplace will be there to provide linkages with accountancy software and also payroll solutions, insurance, and a whole host of other services if they wish to advertise and link in on the app. It's really bringing this idea of open banking, which I featured previously, really to life, about bringing an app which is at the center, the hub of everything, and then other service providers kind of just link in and provide their services via the app. Now, there's a really interesting development, just shows how this whole world is beginning to move forward. Now, Revolut, they have 3 different packages for small businesses, starting from £25 a month up to £1,000 a month in fees. So yeah, there is a cost to it, but the range of services is really startling, especially if you're doing a lot of overseas trade. They also have prepaid business cards, and you can also have a host of different accounts in different currencies. So say really good if you do trade overseas. So if you want to know more about Revolut, just go along to their website, which is revolut.com/business. When it comes to supporting small businesses with finance, the new players in the market, or the challenger banks as they're more commonly referred to, have one major disadvantage when compared to the high street banks. That is, the high street banks have a ton of almost free money from deposit accounts and money sitting on current accounts, which they can on-lend. These challenger banks tend to not have that big war chest of cash. Well, that's where the British Business Bank comes in. Now, the British Business Bank is an umbrella organisation which is a home to all of the UK government's finance schemes, and it has announced 2 support programmes for 2 of these challenger banks. First of all, Aldermore Bank. The British Business Bank has now accredited Aldermore onto its Enterprise Finance Guarantee scheme. Aldermore will be attaching that scheme to its asset finance service. Now, the EFG, the Enterprise Finance Guarantee Scheme, is designed to help businesses be able to access finance where they don't have the right level of security that banks demand. So the EFG comes into play where the government says to the bank, we will guarantee up to 75% of the outstanding balance. It makes the bank more comfortable and more likely to say yes. Now, note that Aldermore will be extending that EFG service beyond its asset finance product range in due course. Another provider that has benefited from the British Business Bank is 1PM. Now, 1PM is an asset finance provider, and they've announced that they've accessed £35 million from the British Business Bank's Enable programme. So that £35 million will be lent via 1PM's asset finance subsidiary, which is Bradgate Business Finance. So with that £35 million, they'll be able to provide asset finance facilities to businesses in need of facilities to buy hard assets, your plant, equipment and vehicles. So if you want to know more about how you can access those schemes, just go along to the respective bank's website, which is aldermore.co.uk/business and 1pm.co.uk. Confidence levels amongst UK small businesses continues to hold steady and in some cases is increasing. That's according to 2 new surveys out from the Federation of Small Businesses and Lloyds Bank. First of all, the FSB survey, as part of its monthly Small Business Index, while 32% of its members said that over the next 3 months they are planning to see an improvement in their business performance. 40% of members said they anticipate their performance to hold steady over the next 3 months. Now, when it comes to sales, 67% of them said that they are planning to see an increase in sales over the next 12 months. So overall, quite positive feedback there from FSB members. But what's holding them back? What are the barriers to growth? Well, the members cite four main things. Number one, perhaps not surprisingly, the state of the economy. Secondly, consumer demand. That concern has been flagged up by retailers who are obviously having a bit of a bad time of it at the moment. Thirdly, regulation. And lastly, rising labour costs with wages starting to creep up. What about Lloyds Bank? Well, part of its monthly business barometer survey, well, they've seen a 1% drop in overall business confidence, but it's still well above the long-term average. So at least we can take some positivity from that. However, the biggest jump was an increase in confidence and optimism about the economy. They saw a 7-point jump there, with businesses saying they're feeling much more positive about the economy. And that's coming over the back of probably of easing inflation, a very positive statement from the Chancellor as part of his spring statement, and also perhaps some clarity starting to come out around Brexit. So clearly a lot to be positive about for 2018. Well, that's it for another bulletin. As ever, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please don't forget to give it a like and a share. Look forward to being with you next time. And in the meantime, have a great, successful and profitable week. Bye-bye now.